What's up, folks? I am back. I am live. I am here. I am tired as hell. It's been a long day. It's been a long couple of days actually. So I've been starting to get a little saucy a little early. At least trying to. Not too over the top. I did want to be a little bit coherent and lucid for tonight. And yeah, tonight we're going to talk a little bit about blunders in horror movies. I got thinking about this a while back and I was trying to put some stuff together and I was like, do I want to do a just a regular video? Do I want to do a live stream? And I was like, hell, I want to do a live stream. I want to get some other people's opinions because there's a few that I know and then I'm really familiar with. I think a lot of us are familiar with a bunch that I'm going to show. So we'll get to those here in a few minutes, but there's also quite a few out there that I don't know. There's so many blunders in movies, and by blunders, what I'm talking about is errors in the filmmaking. You know, it could be equipment that you see on the camera or on the screen, things that shouldn't be there, little mess ups here and there. Some of them are very noticeable, others not so much. I am tired. Golly. What's up, Dean? Good to see you here. Thank you for hanging out. Yeah. I'm gonna try to kind of rip through everything. I don't want to take up everybody's too much everybody's Friday night. It's a good Friday night. I don't know where everybody else is here. It's warm. I think it was about 90 today. Very sunny. I've been kind of cooped up the last couple of days. I had little bit of minor surgery, so I'm moving a little bit gingerly. The standing, sitting, laying down, it all kind of sucks. And no, I'm not having gender reassignment surgery, so don't ask. Leanna Beveridge in the house. I figured you would be here. Happy Friday to you too. Yeah, so before I get too far into things, we're going to do what I normally do, and we're going to take a look at what I'm drinking. What is he drinking? What is he drinking? So I've got another one from Other Half Brewing today. They've got like 250 beers or something that they make, and a lot of them are like double dry hopped IPAs and things like that. Like this one. It's called Dollar Slice, 99 cents. It says the OG home slice. Double dry hopped India Pale Ale. Stuff's pretty good. Everything they make is really good. Like this one here, no, it doesn't taste like pizza. This one's got Citra and Galaxy hops, 7.5% ABV. Yeah, I'm pretty sure I will get through this while we're here live because I need it and my throat's a little dry, my mouth is dry, so I'm just gonna keep sipping, and then I've got some more backups here ready to go. Mm-mm. Yeah. So anyway, yeah, we're gonna talk about blunders in horror movies. There's so many things that happen in any movie, really, that you think, how did they miss that? There's got to be, you got the director who's filming it, you got the editor, and then another editor, and then another editor. They do screenings. There's so many freaking things, like so many steps to get there. It's like, how do you miss all these things? A lot of them, yeah, some of them, it'll happen in the background or something, and they go, you know what? Just leave it. It's not worth, doing a reshoot or anything like that. So that I get, but there's just so many that when they happen, you're like, oh my God, how did you miss that? Yes, absolutely. Don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe. I need more subscribers, damn it. My count's actually going down, not up. So I think I just need to put out more content. And of course, I think I mentioned on my I put a post on the channel a few days ago or something like that. Busy season for me. The weather is finally good. Lots of housework, lots of yard work. I got like a 4-acre yard with trees and buildings and shit all in the way. So it takes forever to mow. All that stuff. It takes for goddamn ever. Michael, damn it. What's up, Michael? Good to see you, buddy. Yeah, yeah, I don't have like a yeah, I don't have a membership scheme or anything like that, but if anybody, if anybody wants to do, something similar to a green room or something like that at any point, I might be up for that. I'm still kind of learning all the extra nuances of StreamYard and things like that. So we'll see. We'll see how it goes. All right. Well, we got a few people in the chat. That is good. A few people watching that are not actively chatting. That's also cool. So I'm just going to jump right into it. So I've got a bunch lined up that are got some video clips to go, and then I've also got some stills at the end. So we'll go through the videos first, and yeah, we'll take a look. And if anybody has any that they know of right off the top of their head, they want to throw them in the chat, please do. That would be awesome because, like I said, there are a lot of blunders out there, and I'll just kind of set the stage right now so you kind of get what I'm talking about. If I haven't really explained it clearly, because I don't know, I'm just kind of ranting and drinking. So, um, all righty, let me get out of there. All right, so the first one here comes from Friday the 13th, part five, I believe. Yes, five. And this is it's one of those, if you don't pay close enough attention, you'll miss it. But I definitely noticed it. During this scene where fake Jason is wrapping the belt, he's tightening it up, all of a sudden he changes direction. So he's going counterclockwise to start. And then all of a sudden there's a cut. And now he's going clockwise, but still getting closer. Closer, tighter. I meant what I knew. Shut up. Hey, Joey, good to see you. Yeah, Joey and I just had a little chat the other day. Glad I told you about Pat's stream. I didn't even tell you about mine. I mean, I'm a dummy, but you made it anyway. That's cool. Good to see you. Halloween 4 blunder with the shadows at the gas station. Yeah, I can't think of that one, but there's a good. Oh, actually, there was one that I was gonna put in here from Halloween 5 that I skipped over. But anyway, yeah, here he's going one way, then he's going the other. Like again, it's not a big blunder by any means, but if you're paying attention, it's like okay, how did everybody miss that? Like it's not again is not a big deal, but one of those things that once you notice it, you can't unnotice it. It's there. It's in your head. So we're gonna jump ahead by quite a ways. We're going to Halloween 2018 next. This is one that again it's a quick little blip, but if you see it, you see it, and then you can't unsee it. You go, what the hell? Like all you had to do was clip that little bit out, and it's at the end when Michael gets tossed down into Laurie's basement. Then he comes climbing back up and he's fighting with him and everything. And this is what happens. You see Allison, she's got a knife in her hand right there, brings it up, and then there's a cut. She turns, she looks, and there's the knife sitting on the floor, and she reaches over and grabs it. Like, okay, a second and a half ago, you already had the knife in your fucking hand. Like, how do you, somebody hadn't missed that. I mean, I'm sure most people be like, yeah, David Gordon Green, motherfucker. Fucked it up. But I mean, other than that, he made a pretty damn good Halloween 2018, I thought. It's a good film. Yeah, the belt. And also where did I mean, I don't know if it was an actual belt or it was some kind of leather strap that had some hooks on it, whatever. But yeah, a lot of these are kind of like that. You might not notice it at first. Like the next one, it's so stupid, but I notice it every time. But this one here with Allison, again, it's a little quick little clip. But yeah, it was definitely a little bit of an editing blunder there. So I'm very surprised nobody caught that one. Edited takes out of order. Oh yeah, yeah. That's Yeah, really. I mean, I think that's all it is. Was that he was using a shot that was actually recorded or filmed later, or maybe it wasn't filmed later, but it was meant to be later chronologically, and they just kind of missed it. But still, like I'm just a little, little mini YouTube channel and all that. And when I'm doing editing, I'm so like particular about my edits. And like I said, I'm just this tiny little YouTube channel guy. And these are people with big budgets. I mean, not all of them. Some are smaller budgets, but still, you got to catch the shit. And yeah, most people won't catch it, but it annoys the fuck out of me. Speaking of which, move on to the next one. This one's from Friday the 13th, Part 4. Again, it's really, really stupid, but every time I see it, I'm like, there it is. Like that little meme with Leonardo DiCaprio, like leaning in. Oh, like that's me every time. It's when the campers are starting to pull up and they get lost. They pull up in front of the little cemetery where um, we get our first look at what's her name, Pamela Voorhees. We get her name for the first time. So anyway, road's all wet right there. Well, clearly they had shot this a few times because that's condensation from the car's air conditioning system dripping all over the damn ground. And it gets me every single time. Just annoys the hell out of me. I mean, again, it's so stupid, but it's another blunder. I always catch it every time. Drives me nuts. Great second channel name, Dean says. Tiny YouTube guy. Yeah, I have a feeling that's probably taken, and there might be a theme to it, if you know what I mean. I might pick up some slack if or catch some slack. I guess I should say if I were to make that a channel name. Oh, yeah, you could tell. I'll hit it again as they pull up. You can tell they've clearly shot probably three times already because you see three different streams of water. But yeah, it's so dumb. But again, every time I catch it. The next one here, I'm sure we all probably know. This comes from the original Halloween, and it's when Michael. It's after he's killed Annie. He's carrying her back into the house, and when he's first carrying her, and we're kind of looking from Tommy Doyle's point of view, pretty much, he's carrying her one way. Excuse me, and then as he goes up onto the porch, she just went the other way. Like right now, her head is to the left, and now it's to the right. And that's supposed to be one continuous moment. There was a cut there that goes back to Tommy Doyle, but yeah, it wasn't. I mean, unless when Tommy was sitting there looking at him, he dropped her and was like, "Whoops," and then kind of picked her back up the other way and took her in. But I don't know. I think it was just a blunder. I think they were doing a shot, got to a certain point, and shot, put her down. All right, let's shoot it again. So picked it back up, had her going the other way. Really, really small little I know. Let's browse into the chat just a little bit here. Never caught that one. Oh, the condensation. Yeah, it's so again so dumb. But I notice every time I watch that damn movie, I'm like, yep, they've been there before. I often look for skid marks when when I see car chase scenes to indicate multiple takes. Yeah, I usually look for skid marks too, but that's usually my undershorts. Got to make sure. Got to be fresh. Yeah, I feel like this one's pretty well known. There are a few in here that I think are a little better known than others. Um, some of them not so much. A lot of them, I think I put this in the description. Most of these are coming from Halloween and Friday the 13th. So not all of them, but there's just so many, and I know those movies so well that they just they were all kind of top of mind. So I was like, these are the ones I got to put them in. I didn't want to just go through and do a hell of a lot of research and find new stuff. The reason I wanted to do this because there were just a bunch that were in my head that I really wanted to get them out there and see if people had if other people caught them. All right, so next up we're at Friday the 13th part 2. And this is when Scott gets hung upside down. He's pulled up by the rope and he's hanging there and he's waiting to get cut down. And Jason comes up behind him and slits his throat. And again, this is probably one that most people know. Grabs him by the throat, or by the hair rather, slits his throat with the wrong side of the machete, the dull side. Now, they do make some machetes where the other side of it is serrated, but that was definitely not a serrated cut. It's way too clean. It's just for whatever reason, he used the wrong side of the machete. Just a little whoopsie, little goof. So weird. It's a good shot though, like the way it's done and the effects and everything. I kind of wish they would have left it up right here, and just watch the blood come down. And I think actually, when what's her face comes back and finds him, she turns him around. There's really not a whole lot of blood on him. Like his face should be crimson mask, but there really wasn't that much. So they may have like cleaned him up between takes or something, or there's probably a bit of time between the takes actually. Nobody's gonna know. They're gonna know. Yeah, that's kind of the whole thing right there. Is that I think a lot of people think that when they're filming something and they miss something or they find it, after the fact, and they're like, well, it's not worth doing a reshoot or anything like that. So just leave it in and hopefully nobody notices. Anyway, says, I know I was a little late to the party, and you may have already said, but what you drinking tonight? Well, yeah, I did say, but I will say again because it's good. This is from Other Half Brewing. It's a dollar slice, 99 cents, the OG home slice. It's a double dry hopped India Pale Ale from Other Half Brewing. I think they're based out of Brooklyn, but they have a brew house probably an hour and a half from here. I've never been to it, but the Wegmans near me sells a lot of their beers, and they make like 250 or something different kinds of beers, and a lot of them are the double dry hopped IPAs and things like that. Oh, you know what? I should have done this because you missed it. So, Joey, this is for you.
What is he drinking? What is he drinking?
Yeah, so I just told you what I'm drinking, but I wanted to get the jingle in there again because it's fun. I like it. I am not a singer at all, but I think I did a good job on that one. All right, so anyway, we'll move on to the next one. We're actually getting out of the Halloween and Friday the 13th realm here. We are going to Jaws. And this is one I had never noticed, but then when I was reading some stuff recently, it popped up and I was like, what? No way. Kind of like that one, for fuck's sake. So I had to go and look it up, and I found a couple of shots that do affirm it. That I am burping like crazy right now. So Hooper wears two different pairs of glasses without ever actually changing them. And I'll show you what I mean. If you look, the glass looks the same, but the way that the frames kind of tie into the glass, you look right here, it's up in the corners. But then in another scene, it's down to the middle. And without like really closely paying attention, you'd probably never know, because other than that, they look identical. But just the way they're different places where the frames attach, just yeah, really weird. I wonder how that happened. I don't know if like if he was supposed to have two different pairs and he changed them at one point and it just never ended up in the movie. But yeah, you never really see him change his glasses for at least not that I could find. But but yeah, the two different pairs of glasses. I'm wondering if maybe he had one and they got broken or something, so they got another set and they're like, close enough. No one will know. Kind of like Dean said, yeah, no one will know. And they're gonna know. Um, yeah. What is he drinking? Or something like that. I can't do the growling either. I know Bill can do it really well because that's what he does. He's a very good growler. Yeah, if you haven't anybody in the chat, you probably all know Bill, you know the Everskates. So and I gotta get that video clip from Pat because I want to put that in my shit here with my different video clips. So when Bill comes on, I can give him his proper introduction, just like Pat does, but maybe one day. All right, next one up. All right, we're back to Halloween. This one's Halloween 4. Again, this is one that I think most people know. It's pretty goddamn obvious. This is the pink mask with the blonde hair. And from what I remember reading, it was like everybody, they had long days, long hours, and everybody was just tired. And this was kind of like one of the masks that they were supposed to doll up and everything, and just hadn't done it yet. And somebody said, "Go get the mask. We're gonna keep shooting." So they went and grabbed a mask, and that was the one they ended up grabbing. It wasn't one of the finished masks. And yeah, you can see right. Whoop, hang on. Trying to pause. But yeah, it looks freaking weird as hell. I mean, the mask in general looked weird as hell, but like the eye holes, I think, are even smaller than they are on the actual mask that they use. The hair blonde as hell. I mean, it's almost like the Ben Tramer from Halloween 2, but not quite. A little bit different. And I don't know if it's actually pink. I think I remember reading that it was. Or it could just be, the glare coming off of Loomis's head. That just weird lighting and all that, but it could actually be pink. I'm not sure. Gene Whitcomb, hey, welcome. Glad to see you. I see you in a bunch of the other streams all the time. So glad you made it to one of mine. That is awesome. Yep. Yeah, exactly. The mask. Yep. Yeah, I saw you mention that. At first I didn't put two and two together just because it was kind of out of context is all, but Dean says it was a standard flesh toned mask made, in the light. Okay. Yeah, it's kind of what I thought. I couldn't remember though. Like I'd read about it, but yeah, it does. It looks pink and it just looks goofy as all hell. And again, that's when you go, how the fuck did you, of all things to fuck up? I mean, just getting the mask right to begin with in Halloween is important, which they, in my opinion, didn't do here. I thought the mask looked kind of goofy in this film. But then to do that right there where it's not even a finished mask and you actually leave it in the movie. Oh, brother. All right, hopping back out of Halloween, but another one of the big three. We are going to the original Nightmare on Elm Street. This is another one that it's kind of a no duh. Like, obviously, it had to be done in order to get the shots and get the effects. But when Nancy goes to run up the stairs in the dream sequence, excuse me, and she starts sinking into the steps and everything, you can tell the holes and everything are already there. Here, you can see, boop, right there, already hole. It's got it was like oatmeal and marshmallows and whatever cream of wheat or something like that they put in there to kind of give you that nasty effect. But right there, if you look, you can see the hole she's about to step into that she hasn't stepped into yet. So, but again, you have to give them a little bit of a pass on that one because you had to do something to achieve that effect. It's not like she was just going to run up the steps and the holes are going to magically appear. But overall, I think they did a good job in making it blend. they I don't know, they may have been better off taking the carpet right off the steps and trying to make it look like plain wood. I don't know. But yeah, it's just kind of weird, you know. And again, I forget. I think it was something like that. It was like oatmeal and marshmallow and crap. I mean, it looks like marshmallow when she pulls her foot out of it. Hey, Eli, what's up? What's up, Jordan and chat? Yep, got to get the subs, got to get the likes. Thanks for reminding everybody, Eli. Like when I'm in people's chats and everything, fucking, I always forget. It's usually Leanna who says, you know, be sure to like and subscribe and click that like button, finger your butthole or whatever it is she says. I'm like, oh fuck, I forgot to do that. So I'm like, hang on, let me finger my butthole really quick. I'm just kidding. But yeah, anyway, yeah, we'll just we're getting down to the wire here already. Damn, going kind of quick. The next two kind of go together, actually. There's two different slides, but three different video clips. The two in the first video or the first slide, the two clips, they they go together. I'll just play them. It's at the end of Halloween, and you probably know exactly what this will be. So let's play it. That was Halloween. So in Halloween, at the end, Loomis shoots him 6 times. Of course, Halloween 2, I shot him 6 times. We all know the line. We know he shot him 6 times. But we'll watch it again. And of course, everybody knows this one, I'm sure. So let's watch it again and let's count. It's like, how the hell did you do that? That gun only holds 6 bullets to begin with. That's kind of a big oopsie. Now I'm sure I get how they did it because they added or they included the first shot that Loomis does that he takes from the original. They added that or kept it in the beginning of Halloween 2. So then they were probably like, okay, we need to do 6 shots, and then Michael goes off the balcony. So then, okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Well, they already added the 1 shot, so now you have 7. Tickle the eyeball. Yeah, he shoots him 6 times. Yeah, nailed it. 6 times. And also, this is kind of a twofer right here, actually. In the original, he goes off the back balcony. In part 2, he's going off the front, and he's obviously also walking up a ramp. So kind of a threefer. Yeah, there's a whole lot going on here in this one. But on top of that, I wanted to add this to it because this supposedly, or based on the timeline, this next one takes place probably minutes after this, or well, not technically not part 2, but from part 1. Minutes, maybe an hour, something like that. Takes time or takes place shortly after what we just watched. So going to Halloween Kills, when they capture Michael, just take a closer look. It was just, I shot him 6 times. Where are the bullet holes? There's not a single bullet hole on Michael right here. Like, take a look right there. I mean, maybe that answers everything. Maybe he's not supernatural. Maybe Loomis is just a really horrible shot. It's like Dumb and Dumber. You're alive, and you're a horrible shot. But yeah, you can see right there, even kind of the dim lighting. It's not like super obvious, but I mean, he said he shot him in the heart. You can see there's lighting right on his chest right there. No bullet holes. Ah, the one. I don't know. Tried to tell everyone the bullet holes were there. I'm gonna put that on my TV. Pause and look close. Yeah, I mean, that's again. These are video clips I took. This one, yeah, I think I probably got this one off of YouTube. Some of them were, a little bit lower quality, but yeah, this is one that I did. I had to. I wouldn't say I looked it up, but it was something that I read about this one. I didn't notice it to begin with, and after I read it, I went back and watched it, and I was like, "Huh, yeah, I don't see a single bullet hole. Like there should be holes. He should be bleeding. I mean, even though he's invincible, he does bleed. So I don't know. All right. Well, those were all the ones I had for video. So I've got a few slides here that are a little bit different. So we'll take a look at these real quick. This comes from the end of the movie Scream. And this is one where you see some crew. If you look carefully, it's kind of hard to see. In the door frame there, you see a hand sticking out. And then right here, you see it again as somebody from the crew is pushing all the crap out of the office, out of the closet when Sydney's dad comes like flying out of it. But yeah, right there. Crew member visible, pushing all the crap out. Again, it's one of those little things, not a big deal. Probably most people didn't even notice it. In fact, I mean, I can't even say I noticed it. I haven't watched Scream in probably since it came out. I have no idea. It's been a long time. Still looks good enough to be able to try and see the holes though. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I don't think they're there. I'll have to go back. Like I have, I got it on Blu-ray, but I've also got it on what's it called? Movies Anywhere or whatever. So I can kind of just pull it up, and the quality on that's actually pretty good. Not perfect, but is pretty good. So I'll double check just to make sure. Oh, this is a pretty well-known one. Again, it's a little harder to see on the still here, but if you look carefully, you can see the cables that were pulling Reagan up to the ceiling. Of course, in this shot here, this was probably maybe more of like a production photo. You can see the cutouts and everything on the ceiling. But I went back and watched a clip from this, and if you look carefully when she's levitating up, you can see little bars essentially where they blurred out the cables, probably for like DVD releases and things on higher quality formats. Later on, early on, just film, VHS, all that. They probably didn't have to because it was so goddamn grainy. But here you can see it pretty clear. I don't know if you guys can see it well enough on your screens, but it's pretty obvious. And then you can see like where the cables kind of come through her clothes and sort of it's pulling up. It's pulling up. Yeah, they lifted her by her tits. But yeah, you can see like the little bits where the cables come through the clothes or whatever. But yeah, that's another one. It's not. I mean, obviously the movie is a fucking masterpiece, great movie. But and you knew there had to be a way to get her up there. She didn't actually goddamn levitate, but yeah, even in the still photo, you can see there at least three or four of the cables. But I did notice that when I went back to watch it in the video, and I was like, I don't see them. But then I looked closer, and you could see where they definitely blurred out where those cables were. I hope you got the one from the end of Scream when Sydney drops the TV on Stu's head. I don't have that one on here. What exactly what happens there? I mean, that's one that I don't know. So if you guys if you know of some, yeah, throw them in the chat. I'd like to know more of them. Sure. Let's see what do I got next here. Oh yeah, this is a fun one. There's a bit of continuity errors here and some shit you don't actually see or you're not supposed to see anyway. So near the end of The Shining, when Jack is axing his way, he's going to ask some questions through the door. Um, he's only knocking down the one pane, and this shot right here was taken right before he puts his face into the hole, or into the hole in the door, and gives the "Here's Johnny" line. This is right before that, and then right afterwards, the next thing he does, he reaches in to try to unlock the door, and then Shelley Duvall cuts his hand. He kind of recoils, and no, no, and then it cuts to the sandcat, snowcat, that thing coming up the hill, and he stops and he turns and he looks. So the next time you see Jack is right here, and both the panes in the door are busted out. Now, if you look really, 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 really careful, you can see, like when he goes to reach his hand in the door, you can see that other pane is broken, but it's like right on the very edge of the screen. So I don't think it was meant to be there. I think it was just kind of a blunder that it just happened. So yeah, here, just the one pane, and then both panes are blown out. So there was definitely something that happened there where I, I think they probably trimmed out some material there between the two shots where he was going to take down the other side of the door, and maybe it just got to be too long, so they clipped it down. But again, that's still a blunder, even for Kubrick. Dean says, "Oh, dude, it's a stunt double, not Matthew Lillard. It's really quick. You may even have to pause it. But you see the stunt double hit the floor before the TV gets dropped on his head." Okay, yeah, I'll have to go back and double check that, because I think I definitely saw a clip of that when I was putting some shit together. Leon says, "I love a good blunder this time of year." Yeah, there's a lot of blunders to be had this time of year, at least in my life. Holy shit. Okay, this is one that you may not know. You might not even know what the hell what you're looking at right now. So this is it's a still frame from Halloween H2O in the classroom scene right before Carrie gives John the permission slip to go to, where was it? Yosemite. So the bell rings, everybody gets up to leave. If you look on the green board here, you can't see the whole thing, but it says W.B. Yates. Well, then John comes back up and talks to her, and she gives him the permission slip, and then he turns and walks away. Camera cuts back to Carrie, and right here it says W.B. Yeats, which is actually the correct spelling of the name. I don't know if it's the correct pronunciation because I don't know exactly who that is, but I do know that is the correct spelling there. So somebody caught it between takes or something and went up and erased the chalkboard and wrote it correctly. And if you look carefully, even it must have been somebody else who wrote it, because here the Y is the same, but everything else looks different. Like the A here is capitalized, whereas here it's lowercase. But yeah, just one of those background things you wouldn't even notice, I don't think. And that's probably what they thought. I'm kind of surprised they even changed it too. It's like you already changed it, or you already got it wrong, so just leave it. And if they didn't change it, then I wouldn't be talking about it right now. You love his poetry. Okay. Hit me with it. Do you know, is it actually pronounced Yeats, or is it Yates, but spell Yeats? I don't know. I figured it. I couldn't remember who. I knew it was something like author or poet or something, because I know what were they talking about? They were talking about Frankenstein. Oh, going to the Thing. This one's a little I don't know. There's a few things kind of wrong here, but the main thing here is you got Doc with the paddles, shocking the guy to try to bring him back to life. Now, the placement of the paddles, not great, but at least they're up on the chest. And he does that a few times, doesn't come back to life. He goes to hit him once more, and for some reason goes right down to the stomach. I mean, I guess if the chest ain't working, you gotta do something different. But yeah, he moves right down to the belly. Like that's not how you do it. And then of course gets his fucking arms eaten off. So yeah, at least I know now going forward, if I ever have to defibrillate somebody, don't do it on the stomach because their stomach might eat my arms. I guess that's the moral of the story. Yeah, even up here on the chest, I think they're supposed to be more like at an angle, like one up higher, one down lower, things like that. But actually, even in the training that I've done, it wasn't with an actual like, the paddles. It was with the pads, which one goes on the front, one goes on the back. It shocks straight through, and then the machine does everything for you. You don't have to do anything. It just tells you everything looks good. Stand back. We're about to shock. Can't shock the heart. Let's try the intestines. Yeah. I mean, maybe if you went just a little bit lower, then maybe that would have worked. Hell, that may have killed the thing. Shock him right in the huevos. When You Are Old is one of my favorite poems of all time. That's a story for another time. Okay, Leanna. I mean, you're old. I don't know that one. Trying to think. I don't know if I really know any real like good poetry off the top of my head. I used to back in the day. I can't think of anything right now. Of course, I'm also not like it's not top of mind and all that. So let's see what else we got. Who is texting me? Nobody. Let's see. Oh, okay. Not quite horror, but horror adjacent. More sci-fi. This comes from Predator. Now, when Mac takes the knife and stabs the scorpion off of what's his nuts' shoulder, takes it off and thanks. Anytime. Great lines. And he puts it down on this block here on the tip of his knife and he steps on it. Okay, fair enough. And then it cuts and kind of zooms in a little bit. Well, if you take a look at the scorpion right here, it's facing towards the left of the screen, towards the outside of Mac's boot. But in the very next shot, it's facing the other way. Yeah. So they probably had to kill at least 2 scorpions to get the shots, is what I'm thinking. But yeah, I was looking at I was looking at this image a little bit earlier, a little more up close. I'm pretty sure they use real scorpions because that looks really damn good up close. Like there's a lot of detail to it and everything. So I'm pretty sure they used a real couple of scorpions, maybe a few, to get these shots. Which back then was not a big deal. I mean, it was like in Friday the 13th when they cut the head off the snake. They did that for real. Nowadays they would have PETA and everybody else up their asses. So can't do that shit nowadays. Let's see. This is Friday the 13th, part 3 in 3D. So this shot here is after Shelly and Vera come back after they have their little fracas with the biker gang. Of course, the couple of the windows are smashed up. Kind of funny too. Like you smash the glass inward, and they go and just hop in the car. Like I'd be like, glass all over my seat. I'm gonna get a piece stuck in my butt cheek. I kind of paraphrased Insane Clown Posse there. I apologize. But anyway, they hop in to take off and do whatever, but take a little closer look at the back window. This one would have been a little bit better as a video, but I used all my video space. I couldn't get any more in. But you can see, I think there were 3 crew members, very well visible. I think you've got the boom operator, you got the cameraman, and possibly the director. I see somebody walking around kind of from right to left, but pretty clear right in the reflection of the window. You got a whole bunch of crew hanging out. It's one of those things that it's got to be tough making a film and not getting crew in the shots that you have windows and everything else. Like one of my favorite, I mean, I'm kind of sidebarring here just a little bit. One of my favorite uses of a reflection in a window actually came from Halloween 2018 when Michael walks up onto the porch, kind of leans in, and all you see is his reflection off the window. The way they did that and the lighting, so you don't see people moving around in the background. I think actually maybe you can at certain points, a little bit here and there, but overall, the way they did it was great. But when he leans into that window and you just see his reflection, that thing was awesome as hell. But here anyway, yeah, they weren't you weren't supposed to be able to see these guys. So just one more wonder in horror. And that concludes the slideshow. Have to end it with a nice little fuck you from a skeletal hand. So yeah, I mean that's what I had. Again, if you guys have any that you can think of, throw them in the chat because that's all I had. I'm trying to think off the top of my head if there were any that I think there were definitely a few that I was going to put in that I just couldn't quite fit in here or couldn't find a good enough clip or a good enough image to really show what exactly was happening. But yeah, it's kind of a big thing with film in general. There's just so many errors, blunders. I think the word blunder kind of takes all of them and puts them under one umbrella. It could be continuity issues. It could be you see the crew in the background. It could be just weird things that happen. There's actually one that I had in here, but it was really hard to show. I would have had to probably take literally 2 frames and just keep going back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. And that is in Halloween 5 when Michael, not Michael Myers, but the boyfriend Michael, takes the little gardening rake to the face and he goes down. He ends up, he's on the ground. He hits the ground, kind of twitches a little, and there's definitely a cut there. And at first I thought it was a cut where they cut, probably went and grabbed something off the catering tray or something, came back and then continued. But then when I watched it frame for frame, it actually looks like they just cut out like 5, 6, probably, I don't know, a handful of frames anyway, maybe like half a second worth. So probably like 15-ish frames. But there's definitely a cut there. You can see the lighting change because Michael is casting a shadow. If you look really closely, and I didn't notice it actually until yesterday or the day before when I was putting some shit together. If you look at the exhaust, I think it's the exhaust or maybe the edge of the bumper, there's a little bit of chrome on the very end or the back corner of Michael's car. And you can see Michael Myers in that reflection. Of course, it's something that's bowed. It's convex. So the way the reflection is kind of weird, but you can see Michael, he's here, and then it just cuts and he's all of a sudden over here. So I think that really what they did was just cut out a few frames. I don't know if they meant to do it or what, but it's really weird. If you have a chance to pull that scene up and you can go through it frame by frame, it's one that it gets me every time. I always see it. It's pretty subtle, but yeah, it always gets me. It's kind of like going back to this one right here, if I can find it right here. This one here. Every time I always see it. The condensation there on the ground. It's so dumb. But I always see it. I can't unsee it. It's just one of those things. And maybe it's just me. I don't know if you guys notice things like that, and it just bugs the living shit out of you. But I don't know. It's one of those things. I just I notice it, and once I notice it, it's right there. It's in the back of my head, and I just can't get rid of it. All right. Well, I am getting really close to the end of that beer, and I'll definitely go open a few more. But I don't know what everybody has planned for tonight. It is almost 8 o'clock here on the East Coast. So I'm probably going to go hang out on my couch. I got to sit gingerly just because of that little surgery thing that I had the other day. It's on my lower back, pain in the dick. Sucks. Hopefully it'll be a little bit better here in a few days. Yeah, thanks for joining in, Leanna, and hanging out for a little bit. Recite poetry later. Perfect. Well, now I know what I'm doing later. Awesome. At the end of H2, when the hospital room explodes and you see the wall of the room shift, you can see it's a false wall. Okay. I've never noticed that one. I'll have to rewatch it. That's probably one like a lot of these where once you see it every single time, I'm sure. Gotta be at work now. Yeah, that sucks. Ooh. Yeah, I'm glad I don't work an evening job like you do, Dean. I've done it in the past and it sucks. Like I used to I worked at 2:30 to 11 for quite a few years. I've never had to do like knowing I know you do. So doing that kind of stuff, obviously you're gonna be working late and everything. Yeah, so but hopefully have a good time. If you can get some girls to flash you, that'd be good. Get them drunk enough, that'd be cool. Yeah, work, gross. Ugh. Yeah, Joey, I feel the exact same way. Yeah, today I've just been all over the place. Like my brain can't fathom that it's only Friday. Like it feels like it's Sunday because I've been off yesterday. I was off yesterday and off today, so it feels like it's Sunday. Like, oh, thank God, I got 2 more days, and then I'll kind of reevaluate depending on how I feel on Monday. So might go in Monday, might not. I guess time will just tell. But oh, look who sneaks in at the very last minute. Hey, Pat, what's going on? Yeah, we're just about to get out of here, actually. But yeah, any of the usuals, the regulars in the chat. I got nothing else going on tonight. I'm not terribly far into the bag, really. I'm almost done with this beer, and beyond that, all I've had so far was 2 Budweisers, which basically don't even count. So low ABV and whatever. It doesn't matter. You can drink fucking 20 of those and barely catch a buzz. So yeah, I'm gonna go sit on my couch for a little bit, but yeah, if any of the regulars in the chat, if any of you are gonna be up and be around here in a little bit or whatever, could do a video chat, hang out later, whatever. We'll play it by ear, I guess. So yeah, I think I'm going to get out of here. I'm going to pick up the pace on the beers. I don't want to overdo it. I don't want to feel like shit tomorrow. But the nice thing is, with my back being all kind of jacked up and shit, I'm not going to be out doing yard work and housework, which kind of sucks. Like yesterday and today were beautiful days. Beautiful. Today I think it hit 90 today. It was pretty goddamn warm. I think we're supposed to get thunderstorms tomorrow though, so I guess we'll see how it goes. But yeah, I get being kind of cooped up in the house. It's not for me, especially when the weather's good. I hate not being outside and getting shit done because I got so much to do. Let's get Monday. I'll write a note for you. Yeah. Dr. Leanna in the house. Yeah, send one over. I'll take it. So alrighty, let's get the fuck out of here. I had another idea for another live stream that actually will be almost kind of a almost an addendum to this, a little bit different. The topic would be a little bit different, but kind of similar, and it's another one I'll put out. I'll try to put out something ahead of time to let people know what it's going to be. That way you can think about the topic because it's something I want people to bring their own ideas with them. You bring them, bring them into the chat. We can discuss them. I'll bring my own. Hopefully, I'm sure. Actually, once I get going on it and everything, I guarantee there will be some overlap. That's for sure because there's so many good ones. But I'll let you know once I get going on it. And like I said, I'm kind of homebound for the weekend, so I'll probably start working on that tomorrow because most of my time is either spent sitting down doing shit or standing up and doing nothing. Hand in my pants, beer in the other hand. So good times. Alrighty. We are quickly approaching an hour. That's a good stream. I didn't want to take up everybody's, super late night and everything. It is a Friday. So Dean, I'm glad you can make it. Have fun at work tonight. Leanna, Joey, Pat, glad you hopped in there briefly. We just caught the tail end. Michael Dammit, saw you up there. Gene, let's see, did I catch everybody? I think pretty close, if not. But anyway, I'm gonna get the fuck out of here. I gotta go open up another beer, and yeah, we'll see y'all very, very soon. Hopefully, if I can get everything buttoned up, I think a lot of what I'm gonna be doing will be pretty quick and easy. So it shouldn't take a lot of time to get everything put together. So hopefully I can get that all done this weekend, and maybe early next week or so we'll be back on. So anyway, let me grab this from this hand, put it in this hand, and as always, be sure to tune in next time to find out what's on tap. Cheers.